What we're going to want to do is go ahead and use the manual button for 3 minutes. So we're going to take this way down to 3 minutes. Okay. And we're going to make sure that our venting knob is pushed all the way to the back. All right, so we're just going to let that be, and we're going to go ahead and let that sterilize. And as you can see, we've got our other items in here in the pot boiling, and those will boil for 10 minutes. After these have boiled for 10 minutes, let's remove my items from the stock pot full of water, and place them on our clean drying mat. You can see here are our items. You want to be very careful as you're working with hot water and a lot of steam here. So let's let the steam dissipate just a little bit, and then we can come in and we can carefully remove our items and place them onto our clean drying mat. I'm going to go ahead and just dump some of this water out. Be careful not to contaminate anything. That way I can get to my items. Get my little spoon out. My rack. And now our pot is sterilized as well. So again, we're just going to let these all air dry, and then we'll be back to show you. Now that our items have air dried, it's time to go ahead and let's get our milk heated up. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour in our ½ gallon of milk. And here is where we're going to use the yogurt function on our Instapot. You see this little button right here? So once you hit the yogurt button, you want to also hit the adjust button until the more light comes on and you see the words boil. Now you'll have to wait about 30 to 40 minutes until it turns to the word yogurt. Put on, and let's move our venting to closed. My Instapot has just beeped and told me that it is now yogurt. So let's take a look and see. First, we're going to make sure that we have any steam. We can release it. We don't. And now let's go ahead and use our thermometer to take a look at what we've got. So I want to get a photo here, so I'll have to edit that out, but we'll go ahead. And let's go ahead and use our thermometer and take a look at the temperature that we've got. So I'm just going to let this sit on the side, and we're just going to let that come up to temp. And as you can see, that mercury is rising, and we are just at about 180. So we're going to maybe give it a minute more and see if it comes up any higher there. If not, we'll put it back on simmer for just a moment. So my yogurt was just a hair under. So I mentioned this before. You can just go ahead and put this on the slow cook function for about, we'll say about just a few minutes. Let's get this down to minutes. We're going to do about 5 minutes and just check it. Yeah. And we'll say 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and then we'll come back and check it. Remember, we want to be between 180 and 200. Remember to stir your yogurt around, and as you can see, we have reached our temperature of 180. So now we're going to be in the process of cooling this down to 111 degrees. We'll be back. I'm going to fill my cool sink 1/3 of the way with cold water, and then I'm going to place the pot into my sink to cool it to 111 degrees. We want to watch this very carefully as we do it. Notice as the milk starts to cool down, we're getting this little filmy layer on the top. And if you do, that's okay. You can take a spoon that has been sterilized in your dishwasher and just go ahead and scoop that right out and discard it. We're going to want to go ahead and stir this around, keeping a close eye on our temperature. You can see it's already dropped to below 140. And once it gets to 111, we're going to put it back into... We're at our 111 degrees. We want to move this out very quickly of the water because we don't want to let it cool down any longer. Let's go ahead and get it back into our Instapot. It's in the off mode right now to work with. All right, we're just going to leave our sink water for now. We'll come back to it later. But now is the part where we go ahead and we use our measuring cup. So now we want to take our measuring cup and we're going to be adding in our cultured yogurt. But we don't want to just add it all in quickly. So we're going to just use a little bit of the Instant Pot yogurt at a time with this cultured yogurt. So we'll show you that. So what I want to do is I want to pour just a little bit of this Instant Pot yogurt into this cultured yogurt at about a half a cup at a time. And I'm stirring it because this is called tempering it. So tempering the yogurt by mixing it together. We are tempering this yogurt. The reason we temper the yogurt is to not kill the active cultures that were in the cultured yogurt, right? By adding the hot yogurt in. If we added the hot yogurt in all at once, it would kill your active cultures. Now that we've got almost all of our yogurt tempered together, now we can pour it right back into the pot. So this took almost all the milk I had or yogurt that I had. So we're going to just go ahead and pour this back in. Now we're going to put the lid back on the pot, adjust our vent to make sure that's closed, and now we're going to come down and just press the regular yogurt button. Notice it says 8. Now I can put my timer on for longer if I want, so I could also go 10 hours. So it's up to you how tangy you want your yogurt. 8 is the least tangy, 12 hours will be the most tangy. And I think you should do this dependent upon how much time you have available. If you started this in the morning, like our tips suggest, then you will have plenty of time. Because remember, when your yogurt is done, you're going to have to strain that yogurt if you want it to be Greek style, which is what I like. So you want to make sure that you save yourself some time for that. And you want to let it cool just a bit before you put it away. So right now, the process of what we're doing is I set mine to 10 hours. We're going to let the pot count up to 10 hours, and then we'll come back and show you how everything came out. Look at how nice and thick this is, and I haven't even strained it yet. You can see a little bit of the whey sitting on the top, and that's why we need to strain it. I started to pour a little bit of the whey in here, but I came back because I wanted to show you just how fantastic this looks. And I'm going to tell y'all, I only went 9 hours because I'm tired and I want to go to bed. So I'm going to strain it now and let it cool down so I can go to bed within the hour. Anyhow, look, you can't go wrong with this. So this is the one that we strained with the paper that we thought would be a little thinner. And I just want to show you kind of the consistency of it. It is a little bit thinner, see? When I pick it up, it's a little bit drippy. It's more like the kind of American style yogurt that you would expect. Now, I believe that my other yogurt that we strained in the cloth is going to come out a tad thicker. Here's the Greek yogurt, and watch as we whip this up. This is a lot thicker. See the consistency of it? And as we whip it and make it creamy, and see how beautiful it's becoming. See the consistency now? It's more like a nice heavy whipped cream. All right, once we get this all whipped up, we're going to let it set up into the refrigerator. And it'll be beautiful for tomorrow. There you have it, your creamy Greek yogurt.